Hello my darlings, welcome to or welcome back to Marion K Tarot. I hope you're well. Let me know how you are. Are you coping? Is everything okay? Just let me know, right? This is going to be a reading for the 22nd until the 28th of December. So Yuletide blessings, Christmas blessings, whatever you celebrate, happy holidays. Again, we're following on with this tradition of using the Yuletide Tarot from Kristoffer Hughes, because it's the only time of year I get to use it. And I don't really usually theme my decks, but I love this deck. I genuinely love it. And I hope that with me using it, if you're a user of tarot, I've convinced you to buy it. And at least put it in your festive list. So, what have I got to say? No much. All being told. Let's just get stuck into the cards. Let's just see what the energy is coming up. I hope you've got all your gift buying done. I hope you're sitting back watching this, feet up, saying, yay, I'm in the big wind down. Maybe some of you finished up on Friday. Hope you did. Lucky you. Let's see what have we got on. The energy is coming towards us. What do we need to look out for? Where do we need to celebrate? Let's see. Okay, so the bottom of the deck. No, we have got the Mary Loud Lord. I think that's how you say it. Okay, but basically it is the equivalent of the High Priestess, right? And I love this card so much because it's so traditional, with the Yule celebrations, etc., right? But it's talking about our intuition, okay? It's talking about the magic of the season. There's magic wherever we look. And coming up, we will have a full moon in Cancer. And coming up on the 3rd of January, so it's a wee bit off yet. But there's something about this time of year, isn't there? We're just a bit unsure. We're coming to the year's end. And this is really the last full week of 2025, if you're watching this when the video comes out. And it feels like it's a time for reflection, okay? Maybe you've been so busy doing what you're doing, cooking, shopping, spending time with friends and family. I hope you have been. I hope you've been having a lovely time. But it's a time to reflect as well, you know, in everything that we have been doing up until this point. It's really quite a important turning of the year, I would say. Moving from 2025 into 2026, right? We are moving into the second half of the decade. Right? We thought about that. You know, it's like 2020 was like 5 years ago. And just think how the world has changed, you know? It's like, yes, there is some scary changes. There's some big changes that have happened. But there's also good changes as well. You know, there's been an evolution. You know, some might say a revolution, but we don't talk about that. And it just feels quite poignant, especially the numerology as well. We are moving from a 9-year into a 1 year. So we're starting a whole new numerical cycle. And it's worth pointing that out, you know, because if you're sitting there, you know, you're maybe I don't know if you're in the UK or that, you're maybe sitting here watching this and you're balancing like a big massive tub of Quality Street. Well, they're not really that massive anymore, aren't they? No, it's like, it's called shrinkflation, where your mind isn't deceiving you. Things were bigger when you were younger, when it comes to Quality Street and Rosie's, etc. So it's like, where do we need to pay attention? Where do you want to change? Where can your intuition bring you to, what is your inspiration or your intuition whispering to you, right? Because intuition's quiet. Now, it's only when it gets loud, and sometimes it'll get louder and louder and louder, okay? But ordinarily, it's that wee whisper. It's that wee thing in the back of our mind. Like that kind of half a thought. That kind of thought, where do we dare to dream? That kind of thing. So let's lean into our intuition this week. Okay? Now, the cards that have came out proper are the Knight of Candles, which is the Knight of Wands. We've got the Five of Gifts, which is the Five of Pentacles. And we have got the Ace of Good Cheer, which is the Ace of Cups. Okay? And it feels to me like there is a very there's a very clear story with these cards. So there is. And with the Knight of Candles, the Knight of Wands, right, it's like, I would say this is my card he's here for a good time, not a long time, right? And maybe that's that gift that you get, right? And it's like a novelty gift, and it only lasts for the duration of the holidays, but it creates so much laughter and so much humour that you remember it for so much longer. It becomes one of the things. Or remember that holiday period where so and so get that gift, and oh, what a laugh we had, or it was like, if you're like in the UK and you have like Christmas crackers, it's like the really crappy joke and the crackers, it's like, so like a wee personal antidote here. Growing up, like the jokes in the crackers, my mum, she would always think that, like, when it was like, say for instance, like it's a joke that would ask a question, right, like, what do you get if blah blah blah, or what happens when, something happens, or and she would take it as a question, instead of just waiting in the punchline or saying, oh, I don't know why does blah blah blah, and she would sit and think about it and then try and answer it as if it was a question. And it would create so much hilarity. Now, can I remember any of the jokes? No. Can I remember any responses? No. But I remember the feeling. I remember the laughter. It's bringing laughter to me right now. So when the Knight of Wands shows up like he is this week, or the Knight of Candles, just because something's fast paced and doesn't last, it doesn't have any longevity in the initial understanding as you understand it, just remember that it can sometimes have hidden depths, right? So traditional sense, with the Knight of Wands being there for a good time, not a long time, you have a really good time and it doesn't last for a long time, but you remember it. And that's what it feels like, and it's like, then we have got this Five of Gifts, and it's like traditionally like this the Five of Pentacles, and it's that kind of card of like poverty and being left out in the cold, etc. And here it's like, it looks very much like two kind of a people who are down in their luck, that kind of thing, right? But it could be that energy of, there's a feeling of gratitude, and this is a strange feeling that comes, with this card sometimes, right? And this is one of the occasions where I'm feeling like the gratitude, right? Because it's like, and again, there's this like memory, you know, like this kind of a thing where it's like, well, so what is it, if you cry, you cry alone, and if you laugh, you know, there's something about that, right? But it's like the gratitude that you can feel for things that have happened, okay, because it's very humbling. You know, you don't have to have this extreme case of poverty or loss. It can be that, you know, feeling gratitude for how do you get your mindset, you know, how do you get your physicality, how do you get your spiritual currency, if you like. How do you improve that? Well, you improve it through the lens of gratitude, finding things to be grateful for, even if it's just the smallest thing, you know. And it's like, I'm saying this as there's like literally like a storm blowing outside, you know. So it's like gratitude is, well, I'm grateful for the home that I'm in, I'm grateful for the protection that is, you know, it's owed to me. And I know that not everybody in the world is in that position, you know. And it's like, not everybody is in a position to be able to help themselves as much as the next person, but you can offer comfort. So this can just be a card of gratitude and comfort, okay. And then we've got this Ace of Good Cheer, which is the Ace of Cups. So when you bring gratitude into your life, you realise that your heart opens, okay. Really strange thing. When you're grateful, you start to feel things. Even if you're grateful for... So here's the thing, right? I was watching something... Oh, I can't remember what it was I was watching. I watch loads of crap, basically. I really do. But there was something that I watched. I'm sure... I feel like it was something to do with boxing, right? And maybe watch this on Boxing Day. I don't know. And it was a fighter or something, right? And they said that they were grateful for feeling pain. They had gratitude for pain. And the person interviewing them was like, well, why would you feel gratitude for pain? You know, you're in pain, it hurts, it's sore. And they were like, because feeling grateful for that lets me know I'm alive. Because pain lets me know that I'm still alive. It's when I don't feel pain, that's when the problems start. And I just thought that was such a potent way to look at things, such a potent example of how we can learn to love the things that hurt us. And I don't mean if somebody has like hurt you deliberately, you know. It's like it's wrapped up in that, you know. The more that you love yourself, it's a cliche, but the more you love yourself for the fact that these things, these experiences happened, you experienced these things, they were there and then they were gone, but you experienced it and it left a lasting impression, and it allowed you to share that with other people, okay, to share it with you, the shadow part of yourself, okay, my darling. So that's the message. It's kind of deep, and I feel like I was all over the place with that today. But you know, I just channel and I just say whatever I feel like that needs to be said. So as I say, I hope you're feeling well. Hope you're doing well. What I thought I would do is for the holiday season, and I will pre-record a video and have it ready for the 29th to the 4th. I will not be working, that's when I'll be off on holiday. But I will have something, I'll have preset things. So what I thought I would do is I would pull a little protection spells card. These are lovely wee cards, they're actually really cool stocking fillers. And in the back of them they've got wee snakes. And I've hardly got any left in this pack because I've been giving them away to people. Very Six of Pentacles like, been giving them away. So, I'm going to pull this one. This is what it says. Archangel protection. So, Michael to the right of me, Gabriel to the left, Uriel before me, Raphael guard my back. Invoke the archangels to provide the protection you need. They may be invoked individually or together. If you have a favourite, you may ask any of them for their help with anything, but each is also a specialist. Michael, for any and every kind of protection as well as for healing. Raphael, for help with health issues. Gabriel, when you just desperately need a miracle. And Uriel, when you need information. I didn't know that. So I've learnt something. So take that as it resonates. Have a beautiful holiday week, and I will see you next time. Okay? Lots of love. Bye.